Hello. Okay, so technically I did two things today, which would make it a yes. So these two things are I peeled all the, well, pretty much all of the uh, supports off of the Stolas mask I printed out. And upon the, the print finishing and mostly all of the supports being printed out, I realized it's a little big. And, I putting it, on my face. It's like, yeah, I can see out of it a little bit, but like, look at where my eyes are. Uh, this doesn't really work, and also everywhere that I have the little head spots, they're well, they don't like, you know, they don't rest on my head the way I was hoping they would, which isn't terrible because they I was just gonna pad the areas that make contact anyway. But seeing as it's so big, it'd probably be a hassle to have around. So instead of keeping this, also, yeah, it looks pretty nice from the front. You can see a little bit of the supports that are still kind of loose right there. But the reason I printed it so that it was facing like this and it had all the supports on the back on the bottom was so that the face itself would be smoother. And the back, of course, is covered in support debris. But yeah, this is where I'd have straps hiding away. And this, of course, is where it like pushes out for my forehead and space for my nose, of course, in here, so that I can just do that. And of course, a mask is going to limit your peripheral vision. And this might still be the design I use. I'm not sure yet because like I can still see okay, and I've got a wide amount of peripheral on this side. So with a little bit of the padding in, I might just use this. Of course, I still gotta paint the beak black and the little eye streaks. I don't know if you can see them; they're not very deep. But yeah, it's big, it's clunky, and I'll also be able to use it okay. And I'm gonna put like red in here, but the mouth is just gonna stay open. But yeah, no, it actually turned out really well. It looks like Stolas, but as far as things go, I'm not gonna have any like feather style hair on top or on the outsides or anything like that. It's just gonna be the mask. But I think that's enough. So I went into the software. It's called a CAD software, and I downscaled this design by 20%. And so now it's 80% of its original size, and I'm printing it again. Which, oddly enough, at 80% original scale, it's going to be it's going to take about 27 to 30 hours. So almost half as much as it took the first time. The only thing I'm worried about is because I made the gaps here for the strap 2 inches thick. Because the straps I got are 2 inches thick to wrap around my head. And because of that, I'm worried that that will the 20% downscaling will make it less. And I shouldn't be worried about it really because once you wrap it around and like just stitch it up, it'll probably be easy to fix or something like that. Just because it'll just be squeezing it a little. The real part I'm more concerned about is getting the supports out of the straps because I had a difficult enough time with them the size that it is now. But Getting supports out at 20% size is going to be no easy feat. I'm going to have to use something different than these pliers because these barely fit. But yeah, no, I got some plexiglass to use on the eye holes to make it red and see-through so that I can do that. I had some discussion about making it curved, but I don't think I really will need it curved that much because it may be curved here just for the eye holes and stuff, but like it's barely curved. It's very slight. The mask itself is round. You know, it's round, but it's fairly flat still. And same goes for the forehead, because my forehead is not this big. Yeah, it only touches my eyebrows and the insides of my eyebrows a bit, but like when it's up here and this is on my cheek, I can barely see out of this thing. So I'm going to try a smaller design, and hopefully, even with the hurdles, with the taking off the support filament, I will still be able to make it work. Well, that's the hope. But now I have a big old one that I may or may not use, and if I don't use it, then am I just going to throw it away? What do I do with something like this? You know? I don't know. But it turned out okay. I was careful enough taking, like, and removing the I keep forgetting the supports. I was careful enough in removing the supports that it ended up looking just fine. It'll be pretty easy to know where to paint too, but yeah. Another concern I have for the, like, instead of the strap holes, is these are going to be 20% shorter as well. So I mean, there's plenty of room for me and my glasses, my nose right here, right now. Plenty of room. But at 20% less the size, is it going to affect that? Questions I will have answers to maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, because I started it a little late and it said it was going to take like, okay, so the program estimated a day and 3 hours, I think, but the program also estimated less than 46 hours and it took over 48. So between 27 and 30 hours, I'm thinking, is how long this is going to take. And if it takes 30 hours, then that'll be like about my bedtime tomorrow that it finishes up. And so I won't have a lot of time to take off the supports and stuff. But by the time I release tomorrow night's video, it'll be mostly done. But yeah, that's that. It looks pretty neat. I'm satisfied with the way it turned out, but I also could use it to be a little smaller. So we'll see how this goes. Tomorrow I have a shorter shift, but it's a we expect it to be very busy, and there will be issues getting to work because of how busy we're expecting it to be. So it'll be strange. But after work, I don't know. Again, you know, I'll probably be sitting there in anxiety, waiting for my print to finish, and I'll probably also upload or schedule another episode of Hollow Knight because I'm working on that, right? As if I've been going one at a time lately. And by the time I run out of Hollow Knight videos, if I run out of Hollow Knight videos and I don't have the opportunity to record and edit and release a video, then I might just take footage from the other videos of games that I have and just post some of that instead. Like Deltarune. I've started Deltarune. And we're gonna see how that goes. But yeah, no, besides that today, I just kind of wasted time. Doom scrolled through Instagram. I thought about reading a whole bunch. I thought about drawing. Thought about catching up on my story so I could keep writing it. I don't. But yeah, so also another thing I thought about doing a lot earlier today was trying to get in better shape. I have a lot of yard to work with where I live, so and since my little husky puppy always has too much energy in a day, maybe I could jog around the property a bunch. Work myself near to death outside of time, like maybe take an hour or two a day just to kind of run, just to kind of work myself to jelly, so that even if I do that daily, then I'll probably get more durable and stronger and more fit, and maybe some of the fat will melt from my face and belly. But as far as fat goes, I don't have a lot of it to worry about. Fitness is not an extreme priority in my life, but sometimes I feel like just for the hell of it running around. So I feel like okay, so I'm gonna, I'm skinny, right? Skinny, not that strong, a little strong. I'm pretty okay. I don't know. I don't know how to measure or compare my strength to others. I'm not gonna. I'm not about to flex on camera right now. That I feel too awkward to do that. But I just thought I'd expose how skinny I am. But I've got a little bit of a belly, and of course, lots of cheek. So, some things to be self-conscious about, but not as many as others, I'm sure. I have a pretty positive self-image most of the time. And I don't really care that much about how I look. But aside from those tangent notes, that's today and tomorrow for you. Here's the dog. He's resting. He's already been out for his last walk. But this video is going to take a while to upload, so I'm probably going to start getting caught up on Game of Thrones again. Read instead of doom scroll my way to bed. And you can see that the smaller mask is already on its way. It's printing itself out, which is nice. I had to replace the filament because I used pretty much the entire spool of it, or spool of the one I was using for the big mask. I used pretty much the entire spool of it for that because of all the supports and stuff. But seeing as this one's estimated to take around half the time, I imagine it'll use about half as much, seeing as how math works and all. Yeah, I hope the scaled down version works well, and hopefully it'll help me decide which one to utilize more. Other notes aside, I think that's enough video for today, so thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Share with me your thoughts in the comment section below. And share me with your friends, family, associates, etc. Anyone you know who you think might be interested in my content. Please help me expand my channel. I'd very much appreciate it. Good night.